Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the first single figure release in the B&M line, which is a re-release of the Emperor Davros figure from Remembrance of the Daleks. Taking a look at the packaging, we've got the same style guide but a slightly different layout. As it's a single figure, the box is much smaller than we've seen before. There's a window on the front to see Davros inside, but it's not the best in terms of visibility. The border running around the top and sides covers quite a lot of the figure, which makes checking quality control issues near impossible in store. As usual, the story name is in the top right. There are two diamond pop-outs, one with the scale of the figure and one with the content of the set. On the bottom right is the usual gold limited edition sticker, and beneath that is the name of the set, which is Emperor Davros. On the left is the standard TARDIS graphic and another diamond pop-out with the Doctor's era. On the left hand side, the window carries around, though you can't really see much through it. The Doctor Who logo and name of the set is in the white section above the window, and below we have the Doctor's era and their associated colour. The right hand side is very similar, but just features the logo, name of the set and a diamond with what's in the box. On the back of the box we have a big blurb which goes into detail about Davros as a character, as well as his appearance specifically in Remembrance of the Daleks. Inside the box, Davros is vacuum sealed to the back. For this release they've included a diorama in the back of the box, but I'm not really sure why, because you have to rip it to get the figure out. I suppose it's nice if you don't plan to take him out of the packaging, but otherwise feels like a waste. So taking a look at Davros, it's basically a straight up re-release of the original, which came out back in 2012, which is in no way a bad thing, because people have been dying for this figure to have another release. I never got the original, so I have to say it's really nice to finally have. Starting at the top, this is where all the differences are. Davros' head is painted a much paler colour this time round, and the mouth has been given a much messier application, which does match his appearance in the story much more closely. A lot of the wires around his shoulders haven't been painted as colourfully as the original, which is likely down to trying to keep the cost low, which for this figure is $12.99. I think that's quite reasonable for a single figure release. The original has quite a lot of different colours on the wiring, however this new version is mostly grey with a little bit of yellow, red and blue. The wiring around Davros' head is all red this time instead of red and yellow on the original, and the headset is the same silver all over. Closing the dome section shows off the ear lights, which are gold with translucent plastic sandwiched in between. Then there's Davros' little window on the front, which has a nice gold border. I think overall the original is probably closer to how he appears in the story, but ultimately for a budget line I'm very happy with the detail and paintwork. The body is basically the same as the original. The base colour is cream, with the hemispheres and angled sections accented in the same gold as the dome. The skirt section is extended at the top because there's no plunger or gun, but along with the fender is the same style seen on the Imperial Daleks. Looking at articulation, it's very limited. The head turns side to side, but is limited in movement because of the back of the headset. The dome opens and closes, and apart from being on the same two wheels and caster like most other Dalek figures, that's it. Overall, I'm very pleased to see this figure released after all these years, and I'm quite glad they decided to just re-release it as a single pack for those who want it, rather than package it in with another Imperial Dalek or something to bump the price up. And that's the end of the first drop of B&M sets for this year. Thank you very much for watching. You can pick this figure up in B&M now for $12.99, and I'll see you in my next review very soon, which will be the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday Vortex edition figures.